30 tips you should know about playing a motherfucking First Descent. Tip 1. Always improve. Always improve. How you improve? Every time you go to a new area and proceed on to the story, remember to always switch reactors and make sure you check each and every last box of the reactor to improve your strength for whatever character. Make sure you have the right reactor for whatever characters. If you do not know what reactors go on what, maybe somebody can tell you. I can, but I'm not. That'll be another video. I'll separate that. Tip 2. Make more than one fucking build. Don't go power, just straight power and don't really care about fucking health. You just run straight defense at the beginning. It works to get you to the beginning of the game, but once you get to the other areas of the map, if you're playing with fucking bunny, like majority of the people, you're gonna get smacked! Just remember that. Even if you're playing with anybody else, Ajax, anybody, you're gonna get smacked. You need a health and defense build. Like, what the? Let the reactor do the work it's meant to do. The reactor can kill by itself without needing a power increase mod or all this other shit, technician, or any other things to increase skill power. Let the game do what it needs to do. Worry about staying alive and rely on your guns. Abilities are only to help you in extensive situations. The guns is supposed to do majority of the work. Step 3. Increase the damage of your guns. Former weapons. Do this. This is help. The main weapons I say former or stick with would be only the majority of the ultimate weapons, and the very first gun they give you is the very first most relied upon weapon in the game. Stick to that weapon. The Thunder Cage is your best friend. Now, improve the Thunder Cage unique ability to make it 10 times even better. Tip 4, grind people, grind for more stuff. Don't just throw hella mods on every fucking weapon and every fucking descendant. Put fewer mods so you can improve those mods to make that descendant and that weapon stronger. Build around something small and unique, not a majority, until you improve that weapon's capacity. Tip 5. Tip 5 is the easiest tip in the world. You can ask for help. Don't rely on help.
Help yourself. Help yourself.
Help yourself. There you go. My people said it for you. Tip 6. If you have made it this far for tip 6, tip 6 is a must know and a need. Tip 6. If you are still in the beginning of the game of First Descendant, and say you make it to the next Colossus, the Devourer. Tip 6. Tip 6. You must be able to do at least 9 or 8 million damage while fighting the Devourer. If you want to win. Every person, not one, every person. Otherwise, you're not going to win. Always destroy the generators as fast as possible. Always.
Banger after banger, yo.
What should be tip 7?
Oh my god.
Tip 7. Let's see. What should be your tip 7? I'm at a loss for words here. Tip 7. I can show you how to keep your loot. If you want to keep certain weapons early in the game, you shouldn't worry about really keeping certain weapons because you're gonna end up getting them all back towards the end anyway. But if you want to keep certain weapons without deleting them and you run out of weapons that you could apply the heart to, where you don't end up actually deleting them, just go to your storage box and apply the hearts at the storage box, because it allows you to put more hearts on everything without having basically a limit to how many you can apply. So you won't actually delete something you're trying to keep. Tip 8, an easier way to delete items would be when you go to your weapons and hit filter, you can literally filter the level of weapons that you're receiving. So I would say decrease it if you just got to a new map, decrease it just a little lower. That way, majority of the trash weapons you pick up, if you end up going to an older map, you'll be easily able to delete those lower leveled weapons easily. Same thing over reactors, external components, same thing. You just got to go to each one and make sure you apply whatever setting. Always designate it to all. You don't have to include the enhanced reactors or enhanced unique weapons, but that's only if you did that for those weapons at certain levels. I would say no, you don't. If you have anything, even when you filter, if you have anything hard, it won't delete those. It won't mark those, so you're still safe on anything that you mark. Faster way to delete your inventory in your inventory. And where are we on? Tip 8 or tip 9? Tip 9. Tip 9, if you opened your wallet at this point, I don't blame you. But just know, if you did open your wallet and bought any Ultimate Descendants, don't be trash. Don't continue your trash ways.
Don't be trash.
Because Ultimate is the best version of whatever character of the Ultimate that you bought. Meaning, if you opened your wallet and bought a character, you should build that character to be stronger than any other character. Don't be trash. Don't miss tip out of all the other tips. Don't miss out of tip 1 through 5. Always improve.
Don't improve. Don't put no fucking potatoes on a fucking non-ultimate character.
I'm getting to that. That'll be tip 10. We're at tip 10. He already told you what tip 10 is. Tip 10.
Nah, I didn't. They can't hear me, Nick.
Yeah, I hear you. Tip 10. Save your activators for ultimate characters or any character that does not have a ultimate form. Same thing over weapons. You can also use them to weapons to help improve the weapons a lot easier too. But always remember, you are going to have to use a crystallized catalyst to form weapons and descendants to improve their capacity slides even more than the 80. You just got to. There's no way around it. Got to. We call them potatoes, but that's because there's too many games like Warframe, for instance. Anybody that's played Warframe, that's why we call them potatoes. It's just like it's a lot easier way to say it. We just call them potatoes. So now, and now we're at tip 11. Tip 11. What should be tip 11, huh? What did I tell you guys about tip 11? Oh, when you hover over a gun, it tells you the DPS. Do not rely on reading DPS. DPS is the damage of how many rounds are fired from that magazine. That's the total DPS. Now, when you look at the mods on a weapon, that tells you the entire DPS of including those mods. What's the damage output you're doing? That's how that works. In my opinion, I base all my weapons around crit and crit damage and firearm attack. Weak point damage too. Those are the only things I base my weapons around. That's me. A lot of people do their stuff different. But in my opinion, when I crit, I want to see all crits. So majority of the time when I crit, that's literally the only color I'm seeing. The minute my gun crits, it's going to keep critting. It doesn't stop. And that's my goal, and that's way I like to keep my guns. But for you can choose how you want to do it and how you want to set it up. Tip 11, always go grind for extra external components, because you're probably not going to get them just by playing through the game. So whatever area you get to, go grind for extra external components. Don't keep them at a certain level. Don't keep them at a certain level. As you improve, don't forget to always grind for more external components. that can be your tip right there for that. Tip 12, enhancing reactors. Enhancing reactors. Enhancing your reactors does improve the reactor, but if you are still in the early stages of the game, I recommend do not doing it. I mean, you can do it if you really just need that one reactor to hit a little stronger until you get so far. But always remember to check off all things like it. The reactor I have equipped now, you can see I have submachine gun checked off, non-attribute and tech. Remember to check off those 3 priorities because that automatically improves the damage of your skills at the bottom of the reactor. Now, at the very, very bottom of the reactor, also strap all standard reactors. Throw them bitches away. Don't hold on to them. You only need the rare and ultimate reactors. Ultimate reactors require ultimate weapons, so you got to be a little bit more picky about that. But rare reactors are what you want to go with. Now, the bottom skills is what you want to look at, as far as school kill down, school crit damage, whatever you get. My friend told me that blue is actually better than purple and gold, but I still disagree from staring at some of my reactors because you see here with this one, I got gold skill crit damage and it's like 31.3%. And on the other one I already have on, I have the same thing, or no, I have skill critical hit damage, but it's 23%. It's not higher than the gold. So that's not true to me. But it is, I mean, I have had some blues better than some golds. So that can happen, but as far as it being better, I'm not sure of that. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. And now, basically, that would be tips 13 and 14. We're going to jump to tip 15. Tip 15. If you are weapon transmissioning a weapon, basically increasing another weapon's level by fusing it with a higher weapon that you've got, you can only transmute a better gun into an older gun if the other gun has a higher level. For anybody that may be that slow that don't know that, if you didn't pay attention to the guide to the game to tell you that, then I'm telling you now, you can only transmit a higher level weapon to a lower level weapon. So basically, if you have a lower level weapon, you're trying to improve that level, you take a higher level weapon and transmute it into that level, and that will make that level increase. If the stats on the weapon turn white, that means those stats on the weapons are obsolete. They still work, but they need to be readjusted because you can get better stats for the weapon the higher the weapon level is improved. As you can see here, I have a trash ass weapon level 34 that I just got from doing like a defense or so. But if I transmute that with a level 100 or so, the level increases. As you can see here, the level would increase to a level 100 weapon to match basically what this was. If this was a level 100 weapon, if I transmute it into that makes this a level 100 weapon. The firearm attack goes up, which means more damage I'm putting out. Also, DPS goes up, everything goes up. Now, mind you, since it's a level 34 weapon, if I do this, stats on this weapon should probably turn white because it jumped a stupid amount of wide range of levels. And if I do that, like I said, the stats go white, that means you should readjust the weapon. Don't be afraid to readjust weapons. That helps the weapon become stronger and better. Also put out more DPS and whatever else you're looking for. Also, don't be afraid to get other things. As far as electric attack, any of the other things you may get, electric attack, toxic attack, all those are good for whatever enemies you're fighting at the time. But just know that only relies, like I said, to whatever those enemies are you're fighting. I mean, it works on every enemy, but if you're shooting the enemy and you're seeing the green color and numbers popping up, that means you're using the right attribute or right effect for that enemy. For those enemies. That's what that means. If you're seeing yellow, yellows are weak points. If you're seeing oranges, oranges are your crit damage. And as I've been talking, I probably skipped another set of steps, so I'm going to jump to about tip 17 now. We're going to go forward. We're still going to talk about weapons here, but we're going to go forward. We're going to break this shit down a little bit deeper because you people don't understand. Pretty sure you don't understand because a lot of people don't fucking understand. Tip 17. If you have a weapon, as this weapon here that you see has attribute status, trigger effect rate, that applies to whatever effect that you have on the gun. So, if you have something that says attribute status and trigger effect rate, but you don't have chill attack, toxic attack, any of these other things, if you don't have chill attack, fire attack, electric attack, toxic attack, reroll the fucking weapon, get something better. Colors, and tell you how strong of the stat or percentage of how good the stat they put on there is. So obviously white, that's why white is trash and becomes basically obsolete. It still works, but it's obsolete. So that's always why you want to re-roll it, because re-rolling the weapon, you automatically get blue, gold, or purple. Gold is obviously the top amount of the stats you can have, high end version of the stats you can have. Purple is the second highest, and blue is the second to the lowest. Having bonus firearm attack to any other enemy that you're fighting can come in handy and help you do even more damage to those enemies. So that's a good stat to have. But again, with a person like me, like I said before, I base my weapons off crit and fire rate and crit damage. So mostly I'll be rolling most of my weapons to get at least crit hit rate, or crit hit damage. Any one of those in there on top of weak point damage. Weak point damage does increase the damage that it deals when hitting a weak point. So it's great to have. Everybody, as far as LMGs, if you're an LMG fan, when you first get so far to get the Lion's Bane, or Lion's Blue Mane, not Bane, Lion's Blue Mane, that is a fire LMG. It has a high amount of firearm attack, and in my opinion, is a very, very, very nice gun. The Tamer is everybody's go-to LMG. It also has a high amount of firearm attack, but shoots a lot faster than the Lion's Blue Mane, the Lion of the Blue Mane. So also can have a higher DPS. The crit rate on it, the standard base of that gun, is actually lower, I think. I can show you better than I can tell you. The base gun's crit damage. Critical hit rate. The base gun for the Lion's Bane is 11.36. I increased it by 13.6 with what I have on it now. So in total, I'm doing around about 20 something critical hit rate, I would say. Oh, that's crazy. Same thing go for, let's look at the Tamer. Base critical hit rate for that is only 10%. They're not telling me how much I improved it by for what I already have on the gun, but the base critical hit rate is only a 10% chance. But it is a good gun. You can build it strong, and it does smack, and it is worth shooting a lot of enemies with. But that's a gun you're going to have to form on and improve upon, just like every other gun. All the guns you see hearted are my top two guns. When you get far enough to Augie Desert, you'll get the Eternal Willpower, and that gun carried me so far before I was improving my Thunder Cage at the time, but I just still loved shooting the Eternal Willpower because of the firearm attack and base damage that it did at the time. So, and the crits were a lot higher for me. So that was my go-to gun that got me majority past everything I fought. But now I've been back on my Thunder Cage because it's obviously better now, even better than it was before, and I've been forming it a lot more. And you can see I maxed out the ability. So I think for my devotion, I just got the Secret Guardian. I'm working on that, and we're going from there. As far as the last 10 tips, we would say, I'll probably drop that in another later video, but this is just a short sum up tip to improve yourself and get stronger. Don't hesitate to get stronger. Stop being weak, trash people, and holding the rest of us back when we do attempt to maybe come back and help you trash being people with some of these bosses that we would say, or hard battle bosses or whatever. As far as anybody out there that is improved farther than me, as far as the base damage of my Thunder Cage or whatever, because I know a lot of people have dropped pictures and whatever. If you're in the Discord, you've seen people with a higher DPS and whatnot of mine. But again, I'm still improving myself and working on the weapon. So keep your trash talk to yourself. I don't really care about it because I still beat you in something. So give a fuck. Most of you people are trash. But we're gonna go from there. We're gonna go from there. So we're not gonna worry about what the fuck my stats are doing compared to what some other people's stats are. Alright, so we obviously know some people's stuff are better. If you like the video, like, share to all. Please like and share to all, because we drop not daily, not weekly anymore, but mostly every 2-3 weeks or so. And if you always want to laugh, a good laugh about something, I have a lot of funny stuff that they'll be dropping. First of all, about a fact we ran into, I will drop that video later. That's another subject. We're gonna do that. I not put that on my YouTube yet. We're gonna do that later. But we're here now. This is just a tips and trick video for all you first descendant players out there who need help, and the ones who consistently stay trash but looking for somebody to carry them. Like and subscribe.